Attention. Go.
The Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup, the King's School Parramatta against Abingdon School. Abingdon to the right of your picture, nearest to Temple Island on the Buck Station. This will be a good tussle as well. A local boat, Abingdon, not very far away from here, and the King's School Parramatta from the other side of the world. And that is why we love Henley, isn't it? You don't normally get these clashes in sports as youngsters. Phenomenal experience for them to eyeball each other on the start line and now go head-to-head along the world-famous Henley Royal Regatta course.
Yeah, I love it, and I really like what this King's School Parramatta are doing in their rowing at this point. You can see how much they're moving that boat in that last part of the stroke, and that's giving them that slight lead over Abingdon School. And we don't know much about them. They have been training here all week. We didn't see them in qualifiers, so it'll be interesting to see how they're going, and I think they're answering that question right now. They've gone out on that Berkshire station really, really hard and fast. Abingdon are going to have to press on and stay with them.
Yes, the Australians, I think, were positively relishing being an unknown commodity. Now they've given their secrets away. They're obviously pretty useful. Abingdon are a decent boat in their own right, but they've been left by the Australians early here.
Yeah, and this is the King's School Parramatta's first 8, so we were expecting good things of them. They'd won the Australian national champs in schoolboy Cox Fours and silver medalists in the under-19 Cox Four. So certainly some of these athletes have had some really good experience in that 6-lane racing that they would have done in their national championships. I think they were in Tasmania this year, slightly impacted by COVID. I know some athletes that couldn't travel at that point in Australia, but you know, those who turned up there was fierce competition. Abingdon, they've been racing in the schools head on the Tideway and in the championships 8, and they came 8th in that occasion. So both crews would have been race ready, but King's School Parramatta, they got that really, really fast start to, and look, they are making sure that they are managing their boat on that Berkshire station.
Yes, the King's School Parramatta going really nicely in the blue and white to the right of your picture. You can see the back there of bowman Nick Whalen, 17-year-old Nick Whalen. And they are currently beating the Abingdon boat in the Cerisum white pretty comfortably. And they can drop the rate, and this is where the relative inexperience could get them found out a little bit. But they look, yeah, again, a boat beyond their years perhaps, just the way they're calming things down and dropping off the rate. They know that they need to preserve a bit of energy and manage their way through the week, but they've done their work back up at Temple Island. Yeah,
it is, and you know, we asked the athletes to fill in their biogs, and Tim, it's no longer here because I deleted it, but you know, King's School Parramatta did tell me that 2 of them were professional bull racers, so you know, it's great to see that they are here rowing and making sure that they are pushing it on and making sure that they've moved from bull racing into rowing.
Ah, charisma at least.
Exactly. Interesting that 2 chose the same one.
So they're heading along the course here, looking in good shape, the Australians. That's the Abingdon, you can see there the Cox for Abingdon, Toby Broadbent. He'll try and get his boat back into contention here. He's got some work to do. Finn Wilson in the bow seat. Moore, Smith, Wood, Anderson, Jenkinson, Cameron Wood, and Hayes Newington, Toby Broadbent, the Cox. There they are. The Cerisum white of Abingdon.
And this Abingdon crew, they're mainly, I'd say, upper 6. I think their Cox and Toby Broadbent is lower 6, as I called it, from back in the day, whatever, year 11 is it, and year 10 now. So they will have been, absolutely have honed their school career for this race and this moment.
Sarah used the educational base of the 1950s there.
Apologies.
So, Abingdon trying to keep contention. If they can just push them along, you never know what might happen. You've got to keep them racing, haven't you? That's, if you can keep in contention at least, then you might get the unlikely error. Australians here, they're not a million miles away from the boom, for instance, and they've still got quite a long way to go in front of the enclosures, and the excitement of the moment could get to them. You just never know, but you need to be doing enough, don't you? You need to be competing to try and get that error from the Australians. That's the only way you can see anything happening here, because they've got an absolutely colossal lead. There they come, Abingdon into our picture now.
Yeah, and I think what you can see on that King's School Parramatta crew is they're doing something that we call chaining. So the puddles of the 4 blades on each side leave a gap, and then they're able to move their 7 blade and their stroke blade past them, and they're making a chain along the river. Abingdon, they're just getting their blades into the bowman's blade, so it means it's less clean water and less efficient for the rowers. So what we're seeing here is lower rate, yes, but really efficient, strong rowing. They're making sure nothing goes wrong for them.
So there'll be people up back in Australia at Parramatta, keeping an eye on what's going on here, no doubt. Whalen, Rogers, Staniforth, Leahy, Bucknell, Menzies, Dugan, Dutat, Cleves, Lawrence Cleave, the Cox at King's School Parramatta. Some trip for them, isn't it? And all these youngsters travelling around the world to experience this. And they'll be pleased as well at the turnout. They'll have heard about the crowds that you get at Henley Royal Regatta. They might not have anticipated quite so many at 10:10 local time in the morning on day 1.
No, but that is the special thing about regatta. People are excited that we're back here. We're excited about the 6th day, and they're here to support their crews. The crews have got racing today, the Princess Elizabeth, the schoolboys, we know, and club crews, we know we get really good following. And so there's no mistake that those races are on today to bring the crowds in and ensure that we do get the support.
Abingdon will be feeling the pain now.
You've got your heads down, you're just watching the man in front, just making sure you can do everything you can to give yourself that chance to be in the next round, as you say, stay in touch. But they have come across a very, very good crew here.
I think we'll be seeing a bit more of them this week. Possibly all the way to Sunday.
Yeah, it certainly is an impressive start, Tim.
In the Princess Elizabeth, King's School Parramatta, all the way from Australia. They've made the trip worthwhile, extending their competitive week. We'll see a lot more of them. Abingdon School couldn't live with that pace. Hugely impressive performance from the Australians. As they paddle past our commentary points.
Abingdon racing up to that finish, making sure that they are giving it everything they have.
Abingdon fighting to the line, but it belongs to the Australians, that heat in the Princess Elizabeth.